Hey, this is a tutorial video covering the basics of out of action. Ideally, after watching, you'll have a better understanding of the game. Movement options. You can dive by pressing shift and moving in any direction. If you dive and hold shift, you'll slide while prone. Again, you can do this in any direction. You could also dash left or right by pressing control while moving left or right. This is a good way to kind of dodge some incoming fire if you're fighting someone one-on-one. You can slide by holding control and moving forward or backwards. While in the air, you can jump again by pressing spacebar. You could also dash to the left or right by pressing control and left or right. These aerial maneuvers use charges, which are restored when you touch the ground again. You can see how many you have by looking underneath the aux bar. So there is no sprint. The method to gain speed is by chaining together maneuvers like dive. One simple technique to gain speed is dive, then hold jump, which is spacebar, until you jump out of the roll. Do that twice in a row and you can reach max speed. Performing these ground maneuvers consumes aux, which is basically your stamina. Maneuvering when it's less than half full will result in a weaker output. You can climb every wall in the game. The easiest way to climb a wall is by holding forward, looking slightly up, and then jumping. If done correctly, you will begin climbing the wall. There's a little dash in the middle of your screen, and when that lights up, that means you're looking high enough up where you will begin climbing. You can also attach the wall on the side by jumping and then pressing the movement key on that side, in this case to the left. When attached, you'll have a bar in the center of your screen that shows you when you will detach from the wall because you look too far away. You can also flip off the wall by pressing shift while connected. You could also kick off the wall by holding shift while connected to the wall. Next up is accuracy. The crosshair is not fixed to the center of the screen, it follows the weapon. Bullets are projectiles and not hit scan, but there is no bullet drop. There's only travel time. Firing your weapon increases its spread or bloom temporarily, similar to how moving around increases it. No matter the case, you can always decrease your spread by sliding with control or diving with shift. There's also alt aim, which you can enable by holding down right mouse button, then pressing F. Brief example of how recoil and aim spread can get decreased as you load your weapon up with more attachments and things like that. Even while aiming down sights, you still have some amount of aim spread. As magnification goes up, that aim spread decreases, but firing rapidly will always have some amount of aim spread. Visual effects will make it harder to see your target, but do not affect where your weapon is aiming. Alright, combat routine. First up, you're going to scan using mouse 3 by default. I changed it to mouse 4 to find out where an enemy is. Go to that location, fight them, hopefully win, and then heal your wounds. Your health is broken down into two stats, defense and vitals. Defense is basically a shield. Vitals you need, otherwise you're dead. Below are debuffs. In this case, the grenade that blew up made me bleed. I healed that by using stim, which is 4 by default. I changed it to G. Again, another example of doing the combat routine. You scan, figure out where an enemy is, go to that location, fight them, heal, reload. Here, I saw somebody was on the radar, then I knocked them down. You're only detected on radar when moving or firing a unsuppressed weapon. Let's talk about knockdowns. Knockdowns are very strong. Most common way to knock someone down is by diving into them. When knocked down, they cannot shoot, they cannot move, they cannot heal. It almost guarantees a kill. There's several ways to knock people down. I'm going to put a graphic up on screen. Pause it if you want that information. There are 3 statuses at the top left of the screen: lock, tag, and detect. Lock happens when somebody's locked onto you with T-lock ammo, which can home in to your location and then blows up. Tag is highlighted when someone tags you by pressing Z. When tagged, the entire friendly team can see the tag symbol above that player for a couple seconds or until they move far enough away from where they were initially tagged. Detect is highlighted when an enemy can see your exact location through obstructions, your defense and vital stats, as well as what shell type you're using. Most common way this happens is through scan, but multiple augments, the Tempest smoke grenade, and holding the intel bag can also detect enemies. Core is essentially your ultimate ability. You gain core charge by dealing damage, you gain more core charge by dealing damage with style. So if you dive and shoot, you'll get more. You also have passive generation. Eventually you reach 100% core charge, where you can then activate it by pressing left alt. When activated, everything in your line of sight will be slowed, as well as anything that can see someone who is slowed by core. Activating it will slow you as well, but less so than enemies who are affected. Every shell type, that means Bison, Hydra, Dragon, Rhino, and Ghost, all have a bonus applied when they activate core. There are currently 3 game modes. Intel is free-for-all. There's no win condition, it's just score as many points as you can. You score points through standing near this bag within the sphere around it. You also score points by eliminating enemy players, score the most points at the end of the time limit, and you win. Team Intel is very similar to Intel, except it's a team mode, and there is a win condition. You score enough points, you win the match. You score more points for every teammate standing within that sphere around the Intel bag. Breach is another team game mode with defenders and attackers. The defending team, what we're looking at right now, goes up to open terminals and activates them by pressing F. Once activated, they defend the location until the breach is complete. The attacking team goes to these activated terminals and attempts to disrupt them. They also gain a point for every second that the defending team does not have a breach active. The defending team will win at the max point value, but the attacking team only wins at max points if a breach is not active. All progression is handled through the matrix, which is split into 3 different foundations: hardware, body, and tech. For every point you put into a foundation, you increase your passive stats. For every 5 points, you unlock the next tier of items in that part of the skill tree. After you put your points in, make sure you click commit to save those changes. If you want more points, you need to play PvP. Those points are earned at the very end of the match. When starting out, you will be limited to using one of the 5 presets, which are one for each of the shell types: Bison, Hydra, Dragon, Rhino, and Ghost. Over time, as you progress through the matrix, you'll unlock more things and be able to fill out a custom class. If you use augment slot 3 or 4, there is a negative cost. If you're in-game and want to change the loadout, you can do so by clicking the loadout button, then the cogwheel in the middle, and you can adjust the loadout. If you want to unlock more things while in game, you can also do that by going into the matrix, spending points, making sure you click commit to save those changes, and then going back to your loadout to install those new items. Joining a PvP server is easy. Click the server button, choose one from the list that has players in it, and then click join. Couple quick tips. I'd recommend going into a offline bot match, no more than 5 bots, and set their damage to 25% and just try out the 5 preset loadouts. Hydra's likely going to be the easiest option. It has self-healing, has more total health stats than some of the other options, and that means you can focus more on shooting and movement than keeping yourself alive. If you want to learn anything more about the game, go into the loadout screen, or you go into the matrix and you hover over any of those items. A tooltip will pop up that has a bunch of information on it. If you want specific things and you want to search for it, you can go to the wiki at outof.wiki, and there's also an official Discord, which I will link in the description. When you feel like you're ready for PvP, go into the server browser and search for Tier 0. That'll be a new player only lobby, and that's probably your best bet. That's it for me. Bye-bye.